Now let's try adding 2/3 and 3/4. And if anyone wants to eat the broken pancakes, you're welcome to, because I will need whole ones for the next. So 2/3 plus 3/4. It's a funny look. 2/3. So I have thirds here. There's my 2/3. So far, so good. I have 3/4. Oops. Let's make them on this other cake. Everyone okay that I have 2/3 and 3/4? So now is where it gets kind of visually tricky. I'm going to draw those quarters on the top cake to help me add them in. My thirds aren't very third-like. Oh, well, you are not paying me for my artistic ability. Okay, so what I want to do is add all of these pieces. But the problem is I already have all of those pieces and I don't double count them. So what am I going to do? I can say, well, let's also break up this one into thirds. How many pieces do I want to add? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can add 1, 2, 3, 4. But now I need 5 of them from the bottom cake also, right? So that's what I will do. Here's 5 more from the bottom cake. So I have to add 5 and 4 is 9. Everyone with me? No? Okay, these 4 pieces I could fit into my top cake. But the others I couldn't. Well, any 4 of the ones from the bottom. Should I do this again? Why don't I back up and do it again? Okay, so I want to add, maybe I'll even back up a little more just so my thirds look more like thirds. That was really terrible. Okay. Those look more like thirds. Okay, so that one has thirds and this one has quarters. So I want 2/3. There's my 2/3. Does that seem good so far? And I want 3/4. So there's my 3/4. And I want to try to put those together as much as I can. So some of the green stuff I want to fit into this part of the top cake. My family ate that third. I will replace it with some of my second cake. But these pieces don't fit together. They're the wrong shape. So I have to make the cuts on the top on the bottom, and I have to make the cuts from the bottom on the top. So I will take up my knife and I'll say this cake, oops, that's a terrible cut. This cake needs quarters and this cake needs thirds. Now my pieces are the same shape. I have to think about 12ths before I do any adding. So now this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, those pieces I can pick up And I can put them here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And fill in my cake on the top. And then I still have this kind of messy shaped piece down on the bottom cake pan. Is my narration story okay for now? Let's do it with the numbers like we've been taught. If I want thirds and quarters to have the same denominator, you can see it in the picture. What number will we get? 12. So I need to do a 3 times a 4. Oops, that pen. And a 4 times a 3. And if I do it on the bottom of a fraction, I have to do the same thing on a top to be fair. We talked about that the other day, but we can go over that again if you want. So this fraction becomes 2 times 4 is 8/12. And the other fraction becomes 9/12. Let's look at that in the picture. Here's the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here's the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that was the cutting them into 12ths. Then when I add things together, how much is 9 and 8? 17/12. And if I had 12 people at a party, I would not have had to do this erasing and moving them into the other tray. I would just give everyone a piece on a plate. But we're thinking now about changing this improper fraction into a mixed number. So 12 of the 12ths makes 1 whole. And then how many 12ths were left over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if I can do this with pancakes or if it is beyond my skill with this time. Okay, so I want to cut 1 pancake into thirds. There we go. And I want to cut the other pancake into quarters. There we go. And I want to add together 2 of the thirds and 3 of the quarters. So hard. So I can kind of wedge these in, but that doesn't quite fit. So I want to make this fit. So if I do that, I can see, oh, I have to cut this one into thirds. And then 2 of them will fit. So what I have left is this quarter and one of these balls. And if I cut this into thirds. Then why isn't it 4? Oh, is this? I lost track of what it used to be. It should be, for the pancakes, we're different pancakes, it should be like that. Anyway, so I have 5 of the 12s, and then those would have made a pancake if my pancakes were the same size, but I have 2 different size pancakes to start with. Okay, too complicated. Okay, what's next? New thing. Okay.